Run.
While Alien Romulus may have caused a spike of interest in the Alien franchise again, I can solely put 100% of the popularity and interest in Alien Isolation down to a certain GOAT status YouTuber, Snamwiches.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
I watched Snam over the course of 7 months to attempt to complete Alien Isolation on Nightmare mode.
I pressed the wrong button!
While also attempting permadeath. Crazy, I know, there's a link to his video in the description which is going to be a lot better than this section.
Sublime!
After watching Snam play this game on and off for about 7 months, I was becoming very familiar with the game and thought that I could easily play this without one being scared and also not needing loads of playthroughs because I already knew the story quite well. This game is quite old and it does hold up very well and looks amazing. I was lucky enough to pick it up on a sale as well, which made it even better. I guess previously I never really felt drawn to completing this game, as while I do like horror in small doses, I prefer to watch others play them, and in all honesty I am a bit of a scaredy cat. So with the intro of this game out of the way, let's get into the platinum journey. So some initial housekeeping. I'll be doing 2 playthroughs on this journey. The first being the collectible run, which includes getting all of the ID tags and 100 archive logs. Alongside this, there are mission related trophies which will also pop up upon successful completion of a mission. Some missions also had some specific trophies which I'll get to accordingly. I should also mention that this first run I did was my no death run. After watching months of Snam, I felt confident that I'd be able to complete the task. I was only playing on easy after all. The second playthrough I did was for completing the game on hard mode, which is self-explanatory. To start the game, we awoke from a deep sleep on the Torrens and headed to the bridge. Along the way, I collected my first archive log and then completed the first mission for the Awake trophy. For chapter 2, we were tasked with finding a door codes to get through the main door and met a new friend called Axel. This mission gave a further tutorial vibe, and then we earned some trophies for collecting an ID tag, crafting our first item, and then also completing the mission itself. In chapter 3, we disabled the lockdown system in the hopes to avoid the alien, but sadly, we lost an honourable soldier. Rest in peace, Axel. We were then rewarded with some trophies for encountering the alien for the first time, and then we escaped the Sessignon communications and concluded the chapter by earning another trophy. Chapter 4 was actually quite exciting. We found a motion tracker and also rewired a terminal. We then escaped an android altercation without a scratch for a trophy. We also used the revolver for the first time. We then killed an android.
What a useless machine!
And as always, completed the mission for the You Shouldn't Be Here trophy. Chapter 5 was the first time that we encountered Squeaky Bumtime properly, and by that I mean we had an intimate encounter with Steve the alien. The Hide Run Survive trophy is associated with completing the mission without dying to the alien in Chapter 5, which lines up perfectly with the first run of the game being a no death run. After successfully avoiding Steve and getting the passcode and keycard for Dr. Morley, we then completed the mission earning the How Do You Feel trophy. In Chapter 6 we encountered some synthetics, found the stun baton to combat them, earning the Caught in the Trap trophy upon chapter completion. In chapter 7 I was required to sneak past human enemies and power up the requisitions android to get a compression cylinder. During this mission I completed 10 hacks for the Sessignon security bypass trophy and also earned an outpost of progress for completing the mission. Chapter 8 saw me reactivate the transit to regroup with my fellow humans. I obtained 2 trophies here related to the use of the stun baton, one for stunning an enemy and one for the use of a weapon. Chapter 9 saw me activate the distress beacon and had a flashback sequence into the alien nest. Upon completion we earned a trophy for turning off the beacon. Moving into chapter 10, this then required us to get to the airlock and avoid Steve with the handy help of our new flamethrower. We used the vent 20 times for a trophy, crafted one of each item for another trophy, and then we concluded chapter 10. In chapter 11 we were tasked with saving Samuels. This chapter introduced a shotgun for us to use. I also detected 30 targets with the motion tracker for a trophy, and of course the chapter completion related trophy, hazard containment. Chapter 12 was quite stressful, I can't lie. You needed to sneak past Worker Joes, which are just jacked androids. During this mission I collected my 100th archive log and also found the synthetic solution for concluding chapter 12. In chapter 13 we had to find a door passcode, a gas mask, and also disable all of the AI security systems. Chapter 14 was a gold mine for trophies. I used a bolt gun, I made an alien runaway using a Molotov, and I minded my step and navigated the maintenance reactor without dying. This mission was pretty cool inside of the alien nest, and dodging face huggers was also quite fun. Chapter 15 saw us travel on the Amphidora and also hear a message from a long lost friend. In chapter 16, we accessed 10 different rewire points and also completed 10 different minigames. We also walked on the surface of the Spool, which was pretty cool, and on your way back you can also see the aliens sneaking into the ship, which was quite cool as well. Chapter 17 required us to find a keycard and head to the space flight terminal. During the mission, we obtained 10 Nostromo logs for a trophy, and this mission was also quite scary. At times, you had to evade the alien, and also on my hard playthrough, this mission was quite a struggle for me. To conclude the game in chapter 18, we were tasked with escaping the Torrens and leaving the Spool. In principle, it sounds simple, but surely nothing can go wrong, right? After multiple evasions of the alien and collecting the ID tags, this epic conclusion sees you finally make it to the airlock chamber to go outside, release the Torrens in the hope of leaving the aliens behind. Upon completing the mission, we earned the chapter specific trophy End of the Hunt, the one-shot trophy for not dying on our playthrough, and also Mercy or Prudence for not killing any humans, and then finally Ripley signing off for the completion of the game on any difficulty. So that was the bulk of the trophies for the Platinum, and I just needed to do some cleanup and complete the game on hard. So I loaded up chapter 4 for the Just Out of Reach trophy, which requires you to contact your team and escape to comms without being attacked by an android. In the same chapter, I also jacked off an android for the My Turn trophy. As I just completed a somewhat pacifist run prior, I then found 10 humans and killed them for the self-defense trophy. I then needed to be killed by the alien 100 times. So logically, by playing the game on hard mode, I would get this trophy. I did find some good areas where the alien would frequently drop, so I just reloaded my checkpoint to boost this number as well. But in fairness, I was towards the end of the game when I did this, and eventually the 100 times too many trophy popped. By playing on hard mode, it definitely helped me progress this trophy as well, because it was actually quite hard. It's in the name there. And then finally, after completing the game on the highest difficulty, we earned the Survivor trophy and then ultimately the Platinum.
Alien Isolation's Platinum was mostly a fun experience. My only gripe was that realistically you need to play the game twice to get the Survivor and one-shot trophy. You could probably do it all in one playthrough, but that would take a lot of skill, which I do not have. And as you may know, I'm not the biggest fan of replaying games through twice, especially almost like back to back. So I did kind of stagger when I sort of originally played through the game, and then when I went for the second playthrough, just because I don't like playing things so closely together, because I feel like you can kind of ruin your overall experience. So it does kind of gripe me a little bit that trophies do sometimes require two playthroughs in a way. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to enjoy my first playthrough, so I went for the one-shot trophy opposed to playing it on the harder difficulty, because I thought it would be more important to learn the game mechanics and things like that. I did take a bit of a hiatus between my first playthrough and second playthrough just because I didn't want to burn out and ruin the overall gaming experience of Alien Isolation. The game still looks beautiful even in 2024. I think it's probably over 10 years old now, which it just holds up incredibly well. AI as well that's programmed into the game is super interesting. It's kind of like there's this really long string sort of connected to you and connected to the alien, and it kind of, the AI predicts sort of your movements, and it's kind of almost tethered to you in a way, so it follows you. I've probably butchered the explanation on how the actual AI of the alien works, but there's a lot of great videos out there on YouTube explaining it, and it's a shame that they've not used this mechanic in sort of other games as well, because it is actually really fun. The Platinum is fairly straightforward, and it does provide you a good level of challenge as well. I wasn't the biggest fan of having to replay the game. I'm still going to give this game a thumbs up for the Platinum experience.
For all of you eagle-eyed viewers out there, you may actually recognise some parts of this video from a previous one of mine called I Got a Platinum in Every Genre. If you've not seen it and are new to the channel, I'd definitely recommend checking that out because it was an awesome challenge that I completed. Or did I? Who knows, you'll have to watch it. But thank you so much everybody for watching this video. If you've seen Alien Romulus, I hope you've had a fantastic time watching the film. And if you're still on the fence about getting the Platinum Trophy, hopefully this has cleared up any questions you may have. The game is rated a 4 out of 10 on PlayStation profiles, so while it may be tough in sections, it's not the toughest game in the world. If I can do it, you can do it. With all of that said, if you enjoy watching Platinum content, I live stream every week over on YouTube, and all of my live streams are scheduled so you can turn on notifications, and I'd recommend joining the Discord as well to stay up to date with all of the latest news and when I'm going live next. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, it does help the channel out, and also don't forget to like. With all of that said, I'll catch you on the next one.